All right, I'm going to do a quick overview video of what you should be doing for your module 1, just so you know what to expect and what I'm looking for. So this is your homepage. You should always go to the modules button. That's where everything is going to be. Notice module 1 is due on 6/11. That's Sunday. Everything is going to be due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. This is where this video is going to live right here. And it's going to tell you everything that we're going to do, everything you should be able to do by the end of the module. This is review. So in this case, it's sig figs, dimensional analysis, periodic table trends, naming, stoichiometry, and molarity and titrations. Okay, so all of these things are going to be important for the rest of the semester. And if you struggled with these in Chem 161, you're definitely going to want to do the practice for right now to make sure that you've got these under control. If you need help, please come see me during office hours or send me an email. Okay, or hit up one of the tutors. So what's going to be next is the lecture, essentially, and I'll show you what that looks like, and then whatever assignments. Now in module 1, you only have an active chemistry assignment. You do not have a written worksheet, and so I have that listed here. It says it should take about 50 minutes. Okay, so if we go on to the next thing, this is what your lecture pages are going to look like. The first thing I'm going to provide is a guided notes packet. Now, this packet goes exactly along with the videos that you're going to be seeing, and you can download it or whatever you want to do with it. I highly recommend printing it and taking notes by hand because you're definitely going to remember things better that way, and then you're more likely to actually do the practice problems. Because if you don't just do the practice problems and you're like, oh, I got it, I know how to do that, you're going to have to show me how to do those later. So I highly recommend doing it by hand, or like downloading and doing it with a touch screen. That's fine too. But that is what I would do if I were taking this course. I would also print a periodic table, the charges sheet, and your equation sheet for exam 1. These are the things that you will get when you take the first exam, so that you know what you're going to have next to you. Now I have lecture videos, and I have them all broken down into like pieces of the lecture, so that you can do a few at a time or all of them at one time if you want to. They're YouTube videos, so you can speed them up, slow them down, pause them. I usually say pause it here and like work out a problem before checking your answer, just like I would do in class. So those are there for you. I highly recommend watching them, because if you just look at the notes, you're not going to get the audio that goes along with it. And a lot of the times I say things to make a lot of concepts more understandable than just looking at what I wrote down. So those videos are all there. And then at the bottom, if you are somebody that likes the textbook, there's a link to the online textbook that we are using. And then if you miss anything, or if you just want to see the filled in notes, they are right here. However, I do not recommend just printing that off and using that for your notes, because you didn't actually work through anything. You didn't actually like sit and think about anything. You can use it as a reference, and that's great, but please take your own notes and watch the videos, especially for things that you're not quite understanding. Okay, try to work through those practice problems on your own. Now, if you can do the practice problems that are in the notes and you're like, oh, I totally got this, then maybe you don't need to watch all of the lecture videos, but I would watch them. That is what I recommend. So that's all your lecture stuff. That's your information. And then next, you're going to have your assignments. So I don't have active chemistry incorporated into Canvas yet. That's hopefully coming up. So you're going to have to follow the active chemistry link, and it'll take you to your active chemistry. Now, if you have not logged in yet, you are going to need to set up an account and then join our class. And all your stuff is going to be under the homework tab. This is what it'll look like for you. Our class code is in the syllabus in case you haven't gotten signed in yet. And then this is what your homework looks like. You get 3 attempts for everything. You can hop around. You do not have to do them in order by any means. If you do 2 attempts and you're like, I still don't know how to do this, I don't get what the feedback is trying to say to me, that's when you should hit up the tutor or me and ask a question so that I can help you through it. I'm happy to answer online or whatever works best for you. Okay, and then if you had a worksheet, that's what would pull up next, and I'll talk about that in the next module when you actually have one. But here's some extra practice. So that should say module 1. If you need some extra practice or some videos that I've used in the past, this is completely optional. It's just there for you. If you need some refreshers or you want somebody to explain it to you in a different way, these are ones that I have found a lot of luck with. So those will be there as well. So everything that you need, like I said, will be in that modules tab. And this video is going to be right here in the overview. So if you have questions, Oh, I forgot to say this. If I go back to my lecture one, when you're taking notes, if there's anything that you have questions on or you need help with, you can email me, or you can come to office hours, or you can hit up Daniel, the tutor, or you can go to the discussion page where there's questions. Like I said before, this is completely underutilized. Put a question here and I will happily answer it for you so that maybe you weren't the only one that had that question. So while you're doing the homework, I also want to tell you to keep in mind, if you're working with other people, that's great, that's fine. All of the questions are in the same order, but you do have different numbers in your homework. So keep that in mind. And I am here if you need anything.